Hello, welcome back to Headlong Hunt. Last episode, we made some progress on grass. We touched a lot of grass, is what I mean to say. We did not. And this episode, we're going to continue finishing up some grass levels. I think we have 4 more to go, including grass 27. Grass 27 looks like a real doozy here, so maybe a final boss-ish level in terms of grass. Yeah, we'll see. Right, so grass 24. Okay. No shoving around here. We know that there is the mechanic of shoving. Very likely what I want to do is... Actually, I want to go back and see what the idea behind this is. Because I'm pretty sure whatever mechanic is here, we will use in the next one. I think it's grass... What is it? Is it? I have to push you down, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure I just do this. No. I gotta scare you... Where do I scare you again? I have to do this, I'm pretty sure. I can't go anywhere else, so I have to do that. Most likely I will scare you towards the right here. Although I can't put a block behind it, but maybe my goal is to get you there instead. I can't really scare you upwards though, so there's kind of an issue there. Is it actually? Oh no, I could be the one going to the grass. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, so going into the grass with the block being pushed out doesn't actually get the grass to be destroyed, so you can actually hide. And this allows you to go past the monster doing this sort of stuff. Alright, you can do that. Down here. Alright, so that's the main mechanic that we are going to be using most likely. Just blocks in grass. Okay. And it makes a lot of sense here because to get something up there, I probably need to put a block in this row and then scare you upwards. Because it could also scare you downwards with a block in this row instead. Alright, so I don't want to do this. Most likely I want to maybe scare you into one of these grasses. Like here, I guess. I can go around you pretty easily in this case. But if I did want to get you out, there would be some problem. However, if I just scared you... If I went this way... I would scare you upwards, so there would be something going on there. I was thinking of pushing this through, but not really doable. Okay, what is my final goal anyway? It's really hard to figure out what to do here, honestly. And this looks very intended. But I don't think it is actually intended. I can go around it though, like this looks kinda cool. To go down and like do stuff with the block. But now that I'm here, I'm kinda stuck. I don't really think I can get the monster to go anywhere else. So I feel like scaring you upwards, if this were right, would be the next best option. Still a lot of other things to be worried about though. Like, okay. If I want to scare you downwards, this one will be the best place to do it. But then I can't really get around you with this, right? So maybe it's the other way around if you're scared here. That's a little tough. How would you be scared into this position? Because I could push the block through and go around it or whatever. Why would I need to push the block there anyway? Weird. Okay. No, don't do that. Yeah, I can do a lot of this kind of stuff, I guess, but not really. I think the best place you can go, or the only next real place you can go is here. Either or you're blocked by this block to be somewhere. Maybe here is our next best option. But that's not really that true, is it? Because once you're in here, it's very hard to scare you away. Can't really go above, right? And if I use the block... I can't get the block up there, to be fully honest. Hmm. Can do that. Why is that useful? Hmm. What is that grass down here for? Is there actually any point using that? Hmm. No idea. I do desperately, not desperately, I do want to figure out if I can use the block in grass technique for anything. In particular, you saw in the previous level that we could sneak past it while pushing the block through, which could be useful here. That's why I thought about doing this kind of stuff. This will allow me to sneak through if I didn't scare the thing up. Obviously not what I actually want to do though. So maybe something else? Just scare it in there. I can't really get the block to go anywhere afterwards, because I either scare it up, which fails, or I scare it this way, which fails. If I want to get the block up, which isn't that easy, I have to do that. So I have to do this without the block coming up. And even then, I don't really have much to do besides scaring it downwards, which doesn't really seem to make any sense to me. What's going on? Yeah. Okay. This doesn't actually work, does it? Yeah, no, it doesn't work the other way around. This looks so useful, though. I can go around it, and I can do this sort of thing. Why is that useful? It sort of isn't. Like, once this happens, I'm done. I can't really do anything anymore. The block gets stuck, or it gets scared in the wrong direction, so it actually just does not work out for me. So next best thing to do. I mean, this is the only way to get into that grass, though. Maybe I haven't thought enough about what to do. Oops, after this point. Okay, you know what? No, it's actually possible to do something like this. I realize that now. And this is actually possible to get the block back out. And I do realize that it's very useful to have this be here. Maybe. This actually does not get you to be scared away. So that's actually very useful for me. And I can go around the back of this. So that's why that grass might exist there. And actually, I think I might be maybe done. Ooh, no. I have to take the other route to prevent it from being scared by me to the wrong direction. Yep, alright, we're done. Okay. Next one. This is an automatic block in grass. I can scale you this way, which will fail. I can scale you this way, which will fail. So you actually want me to scare it down on purpose. Otherwise, I will fail. And now the only way to do anything is to scare this way. Do I want to put a block here, maybe? Maybe a block here will be useful for me. Because I can get this to be scared downwards. Why do I want it to be scared downwards? Do I want it to be scared downwards? No. Okay. So actually... Okay, I can see what I might want to do. This sort of thing is good for clearing out the path. I can just scare you towards the left. The one thing that wouldn't work is leaving. So I can't leave because I will always scare you right. I can't leave through here either. But there has to be a reason why this path or bridge exists. And so I'm really curious as to why. This block must be important somehow. I don't think... Yeah, once I scale into this row, I can't scale upwards anymore. So you being there is not useful to me. Aha, however... If I did this... I can use a block to block my way there. Ah, and the reason why that is useful is because I can go around it through the grass. Okay, but... I don't like that. Is this better? No. Is it? No, because I can't scale you up anymore. I need to clear out both grasses. It seems almost as if this has to happen. Actually... Yeah, once I scale you this way... The block needs to sort of be there already. I do have to scale you down, don't I? Not necessarily. Well, yes, necessarily, because if I got the block out, that means the grass is also out. Even if I put something to block here, I will have to scale it down either way, so... I feel like this is all forced. Maybe this is fine now? Ooh, yeah, looks like it. I can leave this without scaring you away. And I can block here and I can scare you over. Cool, there it is. One more. Alright, grass 26. This is an awkward position to place a trap. Okay, looks like I can maybe only scare you down, or... I can't scare you down. Scaring you this way is bad unless a block goes here, but it'll be stuck. Unless it's here, in which case this wouldn't move at all, so it fails. Scaring you right seems like the best option. Okay. I can maneuver the block around to my will. I'm pretty sure as long as I stay in this area, I won't get destroyed. Okay. I assume I still have to use the block and grass thing. But in what case? In here? Or would that be useful? Why is there this thing over here? Why would that be useful? I don't need it, unless something were to smack against it somewhere. But why would something smack against it? How would something smack against it? I still haven't figured out a final path either. Like, what is the optimal method to get something in here, I guess? We know with a block... You could be scared into this position if the block was here. If the block was here. So, okay. So if I did this, I can get the block out. I can get you here, and I can use this grass to scare you over. This block can also exist as a side blocker, so actually we're fine. Ooh, okay. And now we are a bit stuck. We can't get to the other side. Okay. So there's another mistake. Okay, anything better here? If I got you to be just straight up in the grass, I suppose actually putting you here is good for line of sight. Very bad for this block though. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted there. This seems not great. This seems pretty bad actually. Yeah. I definitely feel like the ability to push a block past the monster without scaring it is very useful. Like, this looks very useful to me. Which is why I want to keep doing it. But after this point, I kind of get very stuck. Right, yeah. Unless I can do something else. Oops. This looks great though. It's too bad there's nothing to do after that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this way fails, this way fails. So I can't actually get to the block and then we're therefore kind of stuck. This felt the most good because... yeah. Honestly, if this block exists so I can't scare things down here, I would assume. Even if I could. Because I think this road, like, it's kind of hard to do that either, isn't it? I feel like scaring up may be better. So like, scaring up here is better. The only issue is I can't really scare up into this. This is the first thing you have to enter, right? I can't really scare you anywhere else unless it blocks the way. I can't scare anything down at all. Can't scan anything up at all. I can't scan anything left because it either gets you stuck, dies, or doesn't change a thing. So scaring this way is the best. Putting a block here would not change anything. So the next best option is you being in here. Or the block being here, I mean. Okay. But what can I do after? It's hard to do anything after. You got a lot of empties, and then nothing really happens. Like, this looks so good though. It's only not actually that good at all. Actually, it might be better if I just didn't. Yeah, if you were in there, maybe that's fine. That's not good at all. This gets me to hide, but see, because the block isn't actually in any grass, I can't get it out of the way anymore. This actually maybe is better than anything. To be fair, it's the only thing I've seen to be a good enough follow-up of the previous move. Sorry if I'm yapping quite a lot. Things in grass. I can't get that thing out anymore because the grass is gone. If I could actually, then I could just go under here, get this block out, and then go around the back. Is there any possibility to preserve said grass? I don't think there is. The grass is very easily destroyed. Okay, well, the other thing I can do is scare you this way instead. How is that any better though? Can I scale you up as well? They looked identical in idea though. Although... No, I don't see anything with this. I don't see anything with this. This is possible? But then what? Now we're very stuck. Okay. I really still feel like it's either this or... I mean, it could just be that. Try to do anything else though. It's very hard to do anything else. I can scale you down, but then nothing happens. I can get the block stuck, but nothing happens if I do. Yeah, there's nothing changes if I do. This feels... I don't know if it's just me or if something's different. This puzzle is a lot harder than usual. Unnaturally hard. In fact, the last two puzzles have also been pretty tricky. I don't know if it's my tunnel vision. I feel like my tunnel vision may be acting up. The fact that I can do this kind of thing feels so useful. But they don't lead anywhere good. Is there any point doing this? No, I can't even do anything, I'm just stuck afterwards. Am I fixating too much on the idea of blocking grass? Is that maybe not required? Okay, no. I think what has to happen is you have to be scared into this column by a block in grass. Like, straight up, this sort of thing has to happen. But therein lies the problem where I can't get back down to get you out. Is that true no matter what? It would not be true if it happened in here. But if it happened in here, it wouldn't even be possible, because how would I scare you down here? Right? I suppose if it happened... If it happens somewhere else, maybe it would be better. Maybe this grass... I do have to use this grass to get on the other side though. Either I'll use this block. Actually, this block maybe is useful. I can prevent the use of this grass and use that grass instead. I don't see at all how that would be useful though. And also I may still be screwed. Yeah, why is this grass useful otherwise? It just has to be to get past you first to do this. Maybe. Actually, if I cleared you first, that would be another option. Just block you. Maybe here. I can't scale you up in that case. And even if I did, I could very easily do the same thing by just walking up to it. I want to scale you down pretty bad, but I cannot. Once I get you in this column, you are also stuck. Did I call this a column? I meant row if I said column. What I meant was row. This is a challenging routing problem. I don't think it's about clearing ice first though. Most of this, honestly, it could be about clearing ice, but I don't think we've ever had that kind of spatial problem yet. It's not about finding a route. And it wouldn't really matter if grass was cleared or not. And just stop here. Okay, let's maybe think backwards. I was saying I wanted like the monster to be here, right? So I could push this over and get it out. A few issues with that is if I were at the top, I couldn't get down. So if this were to happen, it would be very unlikely. Another thing that could happen is if it was scared up. That is a lot better of an option. Is it? The same issue occurs where there's nothing in the road to block. Maybe it's better if I got into the correct column first before getting into the right row. What is this grass for? To get around? Okay, if that is the case, then putting in the right column seems cool. The only issue is there's no real grass, so if I were to put it in the right column, like, I don't know how I'd get this block out without scaring it away. I could get it out by getting into column like this. This is the only one that's in the column adjacent to it. So you have to walk this way, and then I would push down and not scare it. The thing is, I can then push it around and maybe use this. Okay, but that then heavily implies that... Ah, I see. I see. That heavily implies that... what did it heavily imply? It heavily implies something that I just used to find the solution. You go here, you go here, you go around and up. It heavily implies that this grass is never destroyed. That is what I realized after looking at this backwards. And I'll use this bottom... Yes, to get around and push it out. And now I use this final grass to get around again. There you go. Wow, that was a puzzle. Okay. And our final one. I don't know if this is meant to be really easy or really hard, but it is big. Okay. It looks like just a straight scare to the right after this grass works. The problem is getting onto the other side without triggering it. Seems very challenging, as I have to do this or this, even with a block. So this seems like our best move. Is it our best move? I can't get a block here. Possibly I'll have to clear this grass to make sure it doesn't get stuck in this position. That is... Okay, that's something I can do before entering, so I can clear the grass and then enter. Okay. I don't know if I can mark this, but I'll see if I can. I know that OBS has this whiteboard function, which I haven't downloaded, but I know it has one. I can use this block as a blocker. In fact, all these blocks are kind of stuck, aren't they? This block is stuck here, this block is stuck on this row, this block is stuck in this column. So if I did this, I could get it to move here. I can get it to move down into this spot by moving the block here, and I can easily scare it over to the right, where it's either blocked by this block or blocked by this block here. This looks maybe better. Is it? I don't know. I can't actually get this out into this row, can I? No, I cannot. Okay, I can undo a restart, which is good. But the starting position is here, so I actually can't get it over into this column. If it's here... Oops. Yeah, I can't get it to be here. Okay. So this at least does seem like the best option for now. But the problem is pushing up gets into here, which isn't great, and even clearing it wouldn't help. Do I have to get it up and around? Maybe. If I got it one high, I could push this block in here and act as a blocker to get it up here. And I can get it over to be stuck here, which looks a lot more useful. I can get it down here, maybe I put a block here. No, I can't put a block there, this block is stuck down here. So yeah, and then the thing could go here and then... no, it can't be scared up. No. How do I get something here again? It needs to stop... It needs to stop somewhere. In here. Okay, that is a problem. How do I get it to be stopped? Oh, maybe I could try and get it to be in here somehow? Maybe that's my goal. Because I can then walk all the way back and then scare it from here now. So if we could get it to be in that grass, we're also done. Not very convincing of a strategy, I would say. I could get it to be scared in that grass and then scare it rightwards. There? That good? That don't look good. Aha, but this block can be reused to scare it down here. Okay. So, alright, seems okay. And then from here, I could probably scare it either left or right. Or up again, which wouldn't be useful, but I could, but I wouldn't. Left or right? This block being here now seems like a good strategy. To scare it up there. Okay, so if I wanted to execute, I don't know what this corner there is for, but we can execute first. We need to first clear out the grass on purpose. Scale you over, scale you down, and now you can be... Is it down here? Yeah, we'll see how that's useful in a bit. You can be here, and I can maneuver you this way. I can scale you this way. That's why that block is useful. And I can scale you down. And this block was moved here, so I can scale it this way and up. And then by pushing this block into the water, I can scale it over. But why would I do that is the question. Why would I get it into these positions at all? Block here seems maybe useful. No, if it gets to this row, we're dead. We're gone. In fact, if it gets to this row, we're kind of gone as well. If I got you over there, I can do a push. Ooh, look at this. That's not very nice. If I were on the other side, I could push up. Scare it this way, and then using this ground, scare you upwards. And I can scare you over. I just somehow managed to push. Aha! That's where this block comes in. You are here to prevent you from scaring downwards like that. Oh, very clever. Okay, nice. I like that a lot. That is a lot of forward thinking required, but I think we're okay. Okay, that is, I think, a combination of the grass and block strategy and the shoving mechanism, or shoving mechanic, which is very satisfying, I will say. Okay, let's get you in position. You're fine being in position. You're fine not being in position just yet. I can scare you. And now I can scare you down. I can scare you over. I can scare you up. And I can push this block away. And then now I can scare you down. You won't be scared down because of that block. And now I can use the fact that a block here doesn't scare you away, shove you up, and then shove you over, shove you up, and then we're done. And by done, I mean, we already know if there's a grass there and you're stuck in that grass, you are also caught, basically. Ta-da! Oh, that was a very good puzzle. Traverse the grass area and capture every creature in the grass area. Isn't that like forced? Is there eventually a place where you can choose not to capture? I guess finishing this level counts as completing, but there are like offshoots that you don't have to beat. So there's one for finishing the area and one for beating every level in the area. Alright, cool. That's it. That's all the grass levels done. That was a pretty cool mechanic, I will say. And we're on. Or off to the next one. I don't know if I should leave it here. I think I don't mind leaving an episode here. Yeah, I'm just going to leave an episode here. I think I'm happy enough solving those five puzzles, right? I don't want to navigate all the way back there. Just know that there were some puzzles that we solved there, and then it was four. We solved a total of 4 puzzles this episode. Yeah, next episode we'll be moving on to ice. I see some ice in that map already. We'll see what that does soon. Alright, until then, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.